Bukola joins me to bring us up to speed with what you've been saying on X, which is our social media of choice. Bukola.
Well, Jeffrey, there's more to track beyond those big stories, from what the police is saying about those miners that were arraigned over the weekend, to the price of petrol, and to a very interesting story that also developed over the weekend. A teen who is now in custody for poisoning an ex-lover who also shared that meal with friends, and about 4 or 5 of them died. That was a really sad one. But where are we starting from, Jeffrey, this morning? Let's take a look at
the selling of the petrol price.
Because that is very important to Nigerians.
Yeah, so if our producer can put up that statement from Dangote Refinery, because there's been a back and forth between Dangote Refinery and, of course, Ipman over why they are not buying. Dangote is saying, look, they are basically saying the position of Ipman is not correct. And they actually now, for the first time in a long, since we've been asking, this is how much we sell to the people that truck it and the people that use ship, like Dapman.
There's Dapman. It is curious that the figure that Dangote Refinery has unveiled
that's the statement.
Is an updated one from the one that was being debated to be the figure at the initial negotiation stage. Remember, there's been an adjustment of the pump price of petrol about 2 times after that. And so the figure that is being unveiled is 960 naira per litre. The question is this price acceptable in the light of the circumstances where the petroleum product is refined here at home? There are no port charges. There are no,
no, there will be charges. There will be charges, but all those transportation, it has charges.
That's part of the transportation charge. Importation, port charges, there are no charges. It's homegrown, manufactured petrol. So the question is it as acceptable to Nigerians? All
right, let's see how we can race through this. The argument with Dangote is making is that there is no way imported petrol or PMS can be cheaper than what it sells, except you are importing adulterated PMS. That's his argument. But let's hear what Nigerians are saying. Ahmed said that is expensive. But again, how much is Dangote buying the crude from NNPCL?
Rita Sunshine says the Senate should make laws that will stop NNPC from monopolistic exploitation, I believe, and constitute an external body to regulate it. Its first remit should be to make sure Nigerians are all adequately supplied with oil.
Well, they are regulators, NNDPRA and NUPRC. Service Delivery says, where are the petroleum industry analysts? Let them calculate for us what price Dangote, should Dangote sell PMS given the price he gets crude? Because I think 990 is too much for him, for a homegrown refined PMS.
Because if we must buy petrol from Dangote Refinery for 990 naira per litre, the question is, what is the advantage that refinery now brings to Nigerians after many years of waiting for what is ours? X-Harder says, why is it impossible to bring the price down? If the crude oil is sourced locally, shouldn't the price be cheaper?
So 2 things. First, crude is an international product. Of course, dollar plays, the exchange at weak naira is also not helping the situation. But let's move on to other stories where there's a proposed 341 billion naira for emergency repairs of roads and bridges by the federal government. Adeboye says if the funds proposed periodically for roads and bridges are spent effectively and utilized properly on project, it would have advanced beyond the continuous demand for such amount of money for repairs every time. Bukola, you have the next one from Uzoma.
Uzoma says, hoping there is transparency in the process, prioritize roads that move food, goods and services and enhance productivity, not ones that are based on political, ethnic or religious consideration. The question is, have we developed our alternative means of transportation for the transportation of cargo, and huge products that should be transported, via pipeline or via trains, such that our roads can be more long-lasting?
Okay, Ibikunle says, do we need to spend that much? We have many quarry and many civil engineering graduates that can supervise the project and professors in engineering that can direct. All we need is to import machines. If there are no effective ones, most of the fund can go into agriculture.
Good point there. Adeleke says, a very good news for Nigerians. Please, Ministry of Works should prioritize the repair of the Ibadan, Ife, Akure road. This particular road access is not only terrible, but also horrible nightmare. And we can talk about many other roads like that. Some people are talking about the Jeba-Mokwa road, and some people are talking about the road that connects Edo State and Delta State, Agbo. I believe the presidential candidate of the Labour Party was talking about those roads over the weekend. So, Minister of Works, your job is cut out for you.
Even the East-West road that has become, I don't know. 2027 elections will be between Nigerians and the APC. That's according to Governor Sheyi Makinde for your state. This is what you're saying. AEO1, that's what you call yourself. No, I disagree. If the electoral system and judiciary were not reformed or are not reformed, nothing is going to work. A system where judiciary, INEC, and the incumbent governor works in synergy to thwart the effort, where is it again, of Nigerians can never produce anything tangible.
Well, John Bedion says it will be a wrong prediction and a mirage if opposition refuse to work together to produce incorruptible politicians. It may even be white elephant dreams if, as usual, delegates collect dollar to vote rubbish candidates. Nigerians already know who they don't want. Now, that is something that this current crop of politicians should reflect on. Nigerians already know who they don't want. That's a huge submission from a disillusioned voter, I believe.
At the end of the day, it's up to Nigerians to decide what we as citizens want, because I will maintain and I'll keep saying, politicians have a mindset of their own. It's a different thing when the way they reason, the way they see life, the way they see elections are quite different. And the opposition should get their acts together. They haven't gotten their acts together and should not blame anyone for their not getting their acts together. Let's move on to, we understand the Inspector General, from what we see, so the fainting of those 6 suspects in court was staged just to, you know, attract sympathy, or they say it's a crate. The comment is coming from the IGP. So some people are reacting on social media. Inside said the IGP has stated that the fainting of this suspect in court before the arraignment was a deliberate act, scripted to attract negative attention.
Bayodi says those children are suffering malnutrition. I don't believe they're acting well.
Well, they are kids, they are minors. Isaac says, I sincerely disagree with the school of thought, sir. It was very glaring that those kids were hungry. Why is the lawyer, the force, and you, sir, all saying different things at the same time? It's quite appalling.
Well, those children were apparently scrambling for food in the videos that we saw from the courtroom over the weekend. Well, Hassan says, they acted or not, they are underage. This statement should not be said by someone who knows the law.
All right, so maybe one more thing on that teenager who is now in police custody for poisoning her boyfriend and 4 others that are now dead. It was a very sad development, but the police swapped in. So one message or post, we can take Justin. How cruel can life be, poisoning someone just because he broke up with her? Now evil deeds ended the life of 3 other persons. It was very sad to see.
It was a sad one over the weekend.
You don't take laws into your hands.
More that should be done to tackle crimes of passion. You don't take laws into your hands, and now she has to face justice for what she's done. And, you know, parents and the guardians should do more by their children and their wards. It was just a teenager. It was totally unacceptable for a teenager to be involved in such
so we understand about 3 to 4 persons
have died.
In fact, our thoughts and our prayers are with the families. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk on the governorship election. The Labour Party governorship candidate, Ebiseni Olushola, will be joining us for the first conversation. What he has on offer for the people of Ondo State. We've heard from the PDP, we've heard from the APC, and others have been speaking. But let's talk to the Labour guy right here on the program. Join us again.